His Holiness Gopal Krishna Maharaj speak and his deep realizations about Buddhist tradition, it made me kind of realize one thing. I wonder how many devotees out there have heard of Chippiwada. You know what Chippiwada is? Well, it's a place in Delhi where Srila Prabhupada was living. And he was living there because all the printing presses are near that area. So Brahmananda told me that actually the first canto of the Bhagavatam was not written in Radha Damodar temple. No. Prabhupada told him that he wrote the first canto of the Bhagavatam in Chippiwada. Why? Because at the same time, he was getting the books published in Chippiwada. And in those days, they were what they're called treadle presses. You know, they hand typeset with lead type, one line at a time, and then made a page, and then took out a proof, gave it to Srila Prabhupada, then he would correct it. They would make corrections, take out another proof, show it to him. And at the same time he was doing that in Chippiwada, he was also translating the first canto of the Srimad Bhagavatam. Now, just like the Goswamis, they were empowered by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to excavate and to promote the places of Krishna's pastimes, find them out and expose them to the world. In the same way, His Holiness Gopal Krishna Maharaj was empowered by Srila Prabhupada to actually get this place where Srila Prabhupada lived in Chippiwada. It's a temple that he lived in. And it's now, you know, an ISKCON center. There's a beautiful, the deities that were there originally during Srila Prabhupada's visit so many years ago are still there. And now they're very opulently being taken care of. And Chippiwada actually means, in Hindi, it's a colloquial expression, Chippy, for Chapna. Chapna means the print up, and Wada means the place. It means the place where the printing's going. So Srila Prabhupada not only left Vrindavan to go to America, but he left Vrindavan to live in Chippiwada also in Delhi. And if you ever been to Chandi Chowk, it's a lot different from Vrindavan. It's very crowded and very a passionate place. But Prabhupada lived there to get his books published so that we could read them and take advantage and the whole world could. And he also empowered Gopal Krishna Maharaj to get that very holy place where Prabhupada printed his first canto of the Bhagavatam, where Prabhupada wrote his first canto of the Bhagavatam. And now we can all go there whenever we're in Delhi as a place of pilgrimage and remember Srila Prabhupada's pastimes, and at the same time appreciate the empowerment of Gopal Krishna Maharaj by Srila Prabhupada to spread this Krishna consciousness movement. I just had that realization while he was speaking. And apart from that, it's really inspiring to just be part of the Sankirtan movement. It's really the only thing worth doing in life. And we've tried to do a lot of other things for happiness. It really hasn't brought us any happiness. But there's nothing compared to the happiness that one gets in trying to spread Lord Chaitanya's movement and trying to help other people come to Krishna consciousness. And Srila Prabhupada said the best way to do that is by giving them these transcendental literatures. We don't know what's going to happen to us from moment to moment. No one ever expected a lockdown, mask, not being able to go outside, people being afraid. We never expected that. And in life, you never know what's going to happen. Your health can be taken away at any moment. So one thing we never want to do is put off the important things in life for later. It's better to do them right now, because you never know what's going to happen. Jalatala, my wife, she had a leg infection, and she had to go into the hospital for 14 days and take intravenous antibiotics. Never thought that would happen, but there we were. So what you really need to do in life, that you need to do right away. And the most important thing that I can think of is to distribute Srila Prabhupada's books, to push forward Lord Chaitanya's Sankirtan movement. Don't put it off. Don't say, well, when I get my this done or my that done, do it right now, in whatever capacity you can do it, because you never know what's going to happen. So the devotees of the Lord, they're always kind to everyone. They're merciful to everyone. The best way to be merciful to people is to give them one of Srila Prabhupada's books. That act itself, Srila Prabhupada describes, of them taking a book, giving a donation. It seems like an ordinary kind of transaction, but it's not. Srila Prabhupada said that once they've done that, their material life becomes mortally wounded. That means their material life is finished. It's over. They've done the thing that's going to finish their existence in the material world. We don't know how long it's going to take or when or exactly, but the time will come when they also will be doing something to spread Lord Chaitanya's movement. And it's so important to engage in the Sankirtan activity because, there are 4 sampradayas. They're all chanting the holy names of the Lord. They're hearing Bhagavatam. They're worshiping Tulsi. And these are all devotional service, the different angas of bhakti. And that will get them to the spiritual world. But there's different places in the spiritual world. We learn from Harinam Chintamani by Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur that there's Vaikuntha and then there's Krishna Loka. So Raghunath Das Goswami in his Manashiksha, he says, shun the idea of even going to Vaikuntha. But other sampradayas, they're working to go to Vaikuntha. So why is that? What's wrong with Vaikuntha? Well, of course, there's nothing wrong with Vaikuntha. But why are the devotees of Lord Chaitanya so insistent on making it to Krishna Loka? Because within Krishna Loka, there's 2 sections. And every devotee is simultaneously having pastimes with Krishna. And we know Krishna's pastimes from Krishna. They're tending the cows, they're in the forest. Krishna's interacting with all his devotees that way. But simultaneously, the devotees are also interacting with Lord Chaitanya in Navadvip. They're doing kirtan. They're performing Harinam Sankirtan and having devotional ecstasy with Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So we perform the activities of devotional service, and that will definitely help to purify us, attract the mercy of the Lord. But by performing this activity of book distribution, we become attached to Lord Chaitanya, and Lord Chaitanya becomes attached to his devotees. So it's like a special impetus to make it up to the spiritual world, yes, but especially to Krishna Loka, where Lord Chaitanya's pastimes. And getting out, distributing books can help propel us to that place where we really want to be, what we're really looking for, and what Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, Yayatamam prapadyante tangustataiva vajamiyaham. All of them as they surrender. So what is that surrender? Trying to distribute Srila Prabhupada's books. He was insisting on distribute books, because he wanted us to develop that loving relationship with Lord Chaitanya so that we would certainly make it back to the most important place, Goloka.